This podcast is part of the Frederick Podcast Network. Learn more at listenfrederick.com.
That's number one. You kind of reset me.
Painful, tender to the touch. May also
Same shoulder length and the other.
Welcome back to another episode of the Real Health Podcast with Brandi and Amir. I am Dr. Amir Rashidian, a chiropractor. Brandi Rashidian, not a chiropractor, but the brilliant mind and talent of the show. And today we've got lots of great information for you. I want to first tell you that Real Health Podcast is brought to you by the Frederick Podcast Network. It is found on listenfrederick.com along with Spotify, YouTube, and iHeart, iTunes, and everywhere else you can find your favorite podcasts. Our purpose for doing all this is so that you'll benefit from wellness and drug-free, non-surgical information about health and whatever might be in mainstream media. We want to break it down for you, digest it, and give you our opinion and help you to use that information in order to hopefully feel better, get stronger, live longer, and feel younger.
Ooh, that was good.
You feeling young?
I don't know what I'm feeling. I am so busy this week. It's a busy week. So we're trying to get ready to leave for Tennessee next week.
Yep.
Don't worry, we're trying to prepare a podcast and record it so you guys have something to listen
We
to
did miss
next week.
last week. I'm sorry.
Yeah, forgive us.
Yeah.
So there's that.
They're probably wondering what happened to that episode. It didn't get canceled. We do have one that got canceled.
Yeah. Some
but-
people say that they record him and they didn't like him, so they just trashed him. So we should say that. It just wasn't good enough for you guys. No, we didn't record. That's what happened. And then yesterday, our baby turned 16. So shout out, happy birthday to Navid.
That's right.
That was big.
Yeah.
I scheduled his appointment so he can get his permit for Friday.
Nice.
I'm a little nervous. Actually, yeah, I'm a little nervous.
He's going to have a car.
It's wild.
He's got a set of keys.
That was his favorite gift, I think, was getting a set of keys to everything.
Well, we'll see. We arranged for him to train with a professional basketball player
As one of his gifts, yeah.
later this afternoon.
Yeah.
So I think he'll enjoy that too.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So
He said he's going to teach him how to dunk.
I know. I'm so excited for that.
Okay.
So let him have it.
Couldn't ever teach me how to dunk.
Navid has a few inches on you. He's a tall kid. I
Probably
don't know how he got
5.
there. Oh my gosh, he's so tall. But yeah, so it's a busy week, but it's a good week. So do I feel young? I feel busy this week. I don't know if I feel young. I'm too busy to feel young or old, which maybe is good.
Yeah.
I'm just flying through it, trying to get to the other side.
I'm feeling attacked.
I don't like that.
Yeah, like I feel like there's I mean there's a war going on right now, so U.S., Iran, Israel, then all the other countries.
Who've added in
14 countries.
Qatar, UK, I think just came into the fight.
Yeah, France sent over something. They sent Charles de Gaulle aircraft carrier, I believe.
We've had a lot of patients and friends asking, so thank you for all of you who are reaching out and asking. We do have a lot of family in Iran, so we are in support of a regime change. The people in Iran are in support of a regime change. So I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding what people think that the Iranians want versus what may have been done. And I can tell you, speaking from our family and the people we know back in Iran, this is wanted, needed. It's needed to be done for a very long time.
Most of what the mainstream media is, because we have ties in Iran, so we see it firsthand. We hear it from people who are in it.
Yeah. This isn't just politicians,
right? I'm
or
just
media
telling you
talking.
what I know from personal experience and family and friends, people who are talking to people who are in Iran right now. The mainstream media is not telling you the truth. And we'll just leave it at that because this is not that kind of show. But you have so many choices. There's podcasts, geopolitical networks, and newscasters who will tell you the truth, and they show you videos and clips and all that. I think it's time more and more, and I'm saying this because I'm a podcaster myself. It's time to start turning away from mainstream media and looking to podcasters for for our main source of information,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Anytime someone is in someone else's pockets, you have to then question,
Yeah.
right? Like it is one of those things. That's why we've stepped outside of a lot of those systems, if you will.
Hmm.
That's why in our clinics we don't do insurance. And people may wonder why don't you do insurance? Well, I don't want to be in someone's pocket. I don't want somebody with a
Right.
business degree
And I'll
dictating
tell
to our
you,
doctors.
practices like ours who participate with insurance companies on average earn 25% more money. So you can't say we're doing it for money.
Right.
We could just sign the stupid contracts, get back into networks, and start filing claims to insurance companies, play the insurance game, play around with coding and all that stuff, which is what they do. Bill for every little service from Band-Aids to face paper to whatever. Like
Which is what hospitals use.
which is what they do,
That's why you
right?
end up with a $60,000 hospital stay
And we
for a
could
day.
definitely increase our revenue, increase our income, put more in our pockets. But you know what? I want to sleep tonight. I want to sleep every night, and I want to be at peace. And I want to make sure I did what's right for the patients, not what some guy with a business degree interested in finances made a decision about what my patient can and can't have. That doesn't make any sense. And so that's one of the reasons, but that's totally off the subject also.
Well, and part of the
Getting-
reason I said that was I was trying to say when you're in someone's pocket, when someone else is holding the purse strings,
Yeah.
like they do in the big media platforms, you have to look at who's paying the bills, and it's there's a lot of people
So you look at
contributing to
mainstream
that.
media right now, 70% of their top line revenue comes from drug ads.
Mhm.
So who do you think owns them? If someone paid you 70% of your salary, that person probably has a lot of influence on what you do. And if they don't like what you're doing, that gives them a right to tell you.
It does.
And they can also pull that 70% funding if they want, if you don't follow their advice. And so this is why I say just be super careful about mainstream media. The news just doesn't seem to be what it used to be. I don't want to sound like the politicians that talk about it all the time.
Well, but there's a lot of
but-
stuff happening in this world, both health related, politically, whatever the case may be. And the reality is, if you are stuck listening to one or two mainstream platforms and you are not out there going, let me compare and see what else is being said,
Right.
you're doing yourself a disservice because you have just bought into the propaganda wars. Welcome. And it's going on whether you buy into it or not, but that is the reality. So you better look around. And that's why we do this, because we're looking at what's coming out.
Yep.
And we're like, there's either more to the story or there's stuff hidden, or they just, they bend the story just enough to really highlight the stance they want. That's not real media. So everyone can have their own opinion. We give ours on these. That's what it's about, right?
Yeah.
But you have to take the data and then
Right.
you need to form your own decisions, your
And
own
we
conclusions.
typically do our best to tell you what's fact and what's opinion,
Yes.
which is not what the authors of these articles do.
No, not at all.
When they generalize things and they say their circle of influence is the sound of majority, which I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I don't
think-
think that's the case anymore, to be quite honest.
I don't think they realize how intelligent people are.
Mhm.
And now we have access to all the information that we need. So,
Yes.
well, let's jump in. This first one was reported on, this is 2 days ago. Washington Post said, title of the article is Baggies, Retainers, and More. 5 Microplastics Questions Answered. And
I'm glad this has popped up because there is a lot of information that people do not know. I know because anytime I'm somewhere, I end up talking to parents, and I talk to parents about health. I talk to parents about all sorts of stuff. And this is one thing that people do not think about. We have been so conditioned to have plastics in every single aspect of our lives that nobody thought about the repercussions.
yeah.
And there are so many repercussions, and I don't even.
Did you see the statistic on on this other document? I want to share it in a second. Just hang on, because you will be absolutely shocked how much microplastics are going into the body.
It's atrocious.
Well, yeah, but I'm going to put it in perspective for you in a second. But so the author says there's still a lot unknown about long-term health impacts and no proven way to remove microplastics already in our bodies. So that sounds like bad news.
And it's actually probably the truth.
Practical
At least the
guidance.
last part.
Heating plastics is a bigger problem than freezing. So they suggest avoiding heating foods in plastics and moving to stovetop or other containers. And filter pitchers. Effectiveness varies. Some filters reduce microplastics better than others. Consider NSF certified options and changing filters on schedule. Consider moving water to glass and stainless containers. And then in your diet, avoid ultra-processed foods. Apparently, ultra-processed foods have microplastics in them, and maybe a major exposure source. Nylon tea bags. That's a little scary.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
That's heated
Tea drinkers.
too, you know. So
is instant rice.
Instant rice has microplastics in them. Washing them may help. Washing the rice. Breaded nuggets and salt.
So here's what's really funny. So the problem is not just us heating it
Yeah.
once we get it. Okay. So the vast majority of people do not realize that certain drinks, let's just take the really well-known sports drinks, right? That everybody needs, all these athletes need to replenish their electrolytes. Just FYI, they boil that product and pour it into the plastic containers hot.
Yeah.
So already
Yeah.
you've lost.
And you pick it up off the shelf and drink it. So
Correct. Or you leave it in your car, right?
Yeah.
And it warms.
Yeah.
People do that all the time. Here's a bottle of water I forgot about, but I'm really thirsty, so let me drink it. And here's the thing. I don't think one or two is going to hurt you, right? The problem is it is everywhere. One of my favorite grocery stores, when we have really busy weeks, sometimes I have to grab one of their ready to cook meals, right? So they have all sorts of, they have curries, they have turkey, roast turkey, things like that. And you take the food that's already like pre-marinated and ready to go in a plastic container and you put that in the oven. Right? It's everywhere. They talk about the rice. You have to take that rice, which is in a plastic bag,
right,
and then you put it where? In the microwave often.
Yeah.
There you go.
Even if you boil it with the plastic bag, it's the same thing.
I know, but I'm saying even in the microwave, now you're doing double. It's a double issue because now you've radiated the food.
Right.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And you have plastics in it.
Yeah. Microwaves are not all that great to begin with.
They're really bad.
And then get this one. This is something I had never thought about. The author talks about, the author's a medical doctor. She talks about retainers and toothbrushes.
Yeah.
That shed these particles. She says oral hygiene benefits still matter, and there's no proven harm from aligner plastics.
Yet. I like how they leave that on there.
Practical tips include gentle cleaning and avoiding hot drinks while wearing aligners. So this is like the Invisalign and things like that.
Yeah, which Navid had. And I think that the one thing about the Invisalign, and it probably still does have shedding, it wouldn't surprise me, but at least they're traded out every 2 weeks.
Right.
So at least you're putting a new one that doesn't have as much degradation to it, which is helpful. But yes, I'm sure that still has some shedding. She also references a prominent 2024 perspective study finding micro nanoplastics in arterial plaques linked to a higher risk of heart attack, stroke, or death.
That was in New England Journal of Medicine.
Yeah, but what's funny is they also say, but note, this doesn't prove causation. I love that they want to put those little things there that they go, oh, yeah, plastics are here, but we don't really know if it's from all the stuff you're eating and drinking.
So if someone told you that they removed, they do that roto-rooter thing in the arteries to unclog, and they removed some plaques from the inside of your cardiac arteries.
Mhm.
And that plaque had microplastics in it. You wouldn't be concerned. And you don't need to be concerned.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Look over there.
I mean, you go, where else is this microplastic? If it's in my blood and blood vessels and the plaquing, wow.
And I have read prior studies and articles that are saying they're actually seeing it show up in the brain, the microplastics.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well, anything that's small can cross the blood-brain
blood-brain
barrier. So, yeah, like you said, they're saying they're not saying that causes the harm. But I'd still want to try to avoid it as much as possible.
yeah.
So let me share with you some of these stats because this was funny. But before that, let me also tell you, because some people are going, what are microplastics? So they're tiny fragments of plastic, often smaller than a grain of sand, and that come from things like water bottles, food packaging, synthetic clothes, and even car tires. They're now found in our food, drinking water, air, blood, and even inside human arteries. Scientists are concerned because these particles can trigger inflammation, carry toxic chemicals, and potentially contribute to diseases like heart disease. The scary part is we're only just beginning to understand how much they may be affecting our health. So let me tell you some stats here. Well, just the one, I'll tell you one. So many estimates suggest the average person may consume about 5 grams of plastic per week through food, water, and air.
Mm,
That's roughly the weight of a credit card every single week.
that's crazy.
You're eating a plastic credit card. Not eating it, like putting it in your tissues. Because if you ate it, some of it would come out. Like it's good, it's getting absorbed into your body
It's pretty gross.
every week. And that's 250 grams per year. So what like 52 credit cards a year. You're eating,
Right.
you're ingesting 52 credit cards a year. This was from the Worldwide Fund for Nature. And it was a report on microplastic ingestion. Very interesting.
Well, can I want to, when you're done with that, I want to point out something that very quickly was said here in just a second ago,
Mhm.
because it's the one thing that people miss the most. Last year, we actually did a podcast on energy and frequencies. We talked about clothing and how they impact health, even brought up from a biblical perspective. For those of you who are love to track Bible trivia like that, there's actually 2 fabrics that, biblically speaking, God endorsed and said you should use these, and that was wool and linen. They actually have a really high frequency, so they help to improve health. Matter of fact, all bandages back in the early 1900s were still all linen.
Hmm.
Why did they use linen? As opposed to bleached
Yeah.
products that they're using right now
Right.
for bandages, right?
Right.
Why did they use linen? Because linen is naturally antimicrobial. It allows it's very breathable. Like there's all of these health benefits.
Diapers too, right? They were using.
Oh, yeah, linen. It was all linen.
Yeah.
Like I mean, there's a reason why God called the priests to wear all linen. Like that, it is just an amazing fabric. So what they said here, what he said here just a second ago, is they're often the size of the fragments of plastic are often smaller than a grain of sand, and they come from things like water bottle, food packaging, and synthetic clothing. That's super important because clothing is on your body, right? Our skin is the largest organ in the body. So you have pores that are taking this stuff in. I want you to think about this. There's a huge percentage of modern clothing that is actually made from plastic fibers. In fact, over 60% of clothing globally uses synthetic fibers that are derived from petroleum, plastic, such as polyester, nylon, acrylic, and elastane. Guys, this is huge. If you think about it, almost all of our workout gear is actually made with microplastics. This is absurd. Not to mention, there's a lot of other stuff in this in some of these clothings that you really really want to be cautious of. We're talking about forever chemicals and things like that, formaldehyde resins, phthalates, flame retardants. These are the things we're putting on our body and on our kids all the time. We've done it too. You don't know what you don't know until you know it, right? Like, I'm ready. I said this last year. I would love to replace my entire wardrobe with linen because I know, or at least organic cotton or a mixture of the two, they're really healthy things. I think we would see, if we began to really pull back on some of these massive things like this, I think we'd see massive switch in a person's health. So I just wanted to add that in because I think that's something that most people don't think about.
Yeah.
And I think it's a train of thought. It's not just our food, guys. It's not just our food and water. What we put on our skin, what we put on our bodies, it matters just as much as what we're putting into our body. And so I'm on the kids and the grandmas about this stuff all the time. I finally had to tell the grandmas, if you want to put lotion with perfume and all that crap on your body, you're an adult, you can do that. That does not go on my children. You do not want to have a conversation with me if it does. Like, just don't put it on them. I don't want it. So sometimes you just have to draw a line, and there are certain things I just won't allow our kids to have. So, and that list is growing weekly.
Right.
So there's so many things. Okay.
Next.
Done with plastics?
Yep.
Moving on.
So we talked about GLP-1s a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we talked about how the elderly or the older population who gets on GLP-1 seems to quit within 6 months. They stop because of the side effects. The younger population seems to stay on it long term. We talked about how people who do it is because they think they can lose weight without needing to exercise. And the fact was that 43% of their weight loss was muscle mass, and within 6 months, they gained back more weight than they lost over the past few years of staying on it. So now here's a new article. This was in the New York Times. Why you shouldn't panic about GLP-1 muscle loss.
People must be panicking.
There.
They never say this unless there is a panic.
Listen, I know some people who, if they lost a gram of muscle, they would freak out.
Yes.
A gram.
Yes.
Which is not even like much, but let alone an ounce or a pound of muscle. And oh yeah, they're freaking out for sure. It's panic time. I don't want to lose any. I lost some muscle. I would freak out.
Yeah.
I'd have a major panic attack. Anyways, so it says this article argues muscle loss on GLP-1 is real, but usually manageable. And for many patients, the health benefits outweigh the risks.
I don't know where they got that from.
Yeah.
That is not what the stats show.
No, it doesn't make sense. If half the weight you're losing is muscle, you're probably losing some bone too, which I think they mentioned. You lose bone mass as well. It says bone health concerns appear in some observational work, so the net benefit still requires individualized risk management. So you're losing bone and muscle and fat, which means your body composition stays the same. The percentage of fat in your body stays roughly the same, even though you're now 50 pounds lighter, you're not any healthier.
Right. That's why we always say you're whether somebody is skinny or not skinny is not a good measurement of health, right?
It is not. It is not. I see tons of people who have a little extra weight on their body, and they're way healthier than their skinny counterparts. That's my clinical, professional opinion after having done assessments, evaluations, and looking at people's health history and lifestyles and everything else. So your body weight doesn't determine whether you're healthy or not. how much fat you have is not exact. Now, visceral fat, we've talked about this in the past.
It's dangerous.
It's dangerous. So anyways, subcutaneous fat, not as much. And it all depends on your overall body composition, your performance, your abilities, your mood and mindset, and stress tolerance and resiliency. Anyways, it so they're talking about body composition. They're saying it's still better, but the risk is more nuanced for older adults or people with low muscle reserve.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're saying you don't have to worry about it if you're young.
Right.
You lose as much muscle as you want if you're young.
Yeah,
If
it's
you're
fine.
old, and then they say eat extra protein and weight train. First off, if you're on GLP-1, you don't feel like eating. So you basically have to force yourself to eat the protein. Secondly, the number one reason people go on GLP-1 is because they don't want to exercise. So you're telling them now they have to exercise to preserve their muscle mass. And we don't even know. There are no studies that say if you're on a GLP-1 and you exercise, you won't lose as much muscle. It's a theory.
It's a theory.
But she's stating it like a fact. What's her name? Is it a he or she? Samar Bajaj.
Yes.
Anyway, so, I'm thinking the lean mass issue is definitely not an imaginary issue. Evidence across GLP-1 trials show that there can be a lean mass loss of about 25 to 40%. And that other article said 43%. So telling people not to panic is not a good idea.
No, I think anytime you have a loss of something that's important to your bodily function, you may want to be concerned.
Right. Journal of American Medical Association talked about how bone loss is a part of it. And if you're elderly again, your risk for falls and fractures increased dramatically. And the article says most people will be fine. And I don't think anybody's fine by losing muscle. Do you know how hard it is to gain muscle, especially after a certain age?
It's very hard.
It takes a
Takes
ton
work.
of diligence and work, and the diet side of it is very, very hard. The body just doesn't build more muscle after a certain age.
Mm-mm.
So anyways,
So I say if you're young and you have it, keep it. Keep it if you can.
keep the muscle for sure, which means you need to lose weight very, very methodically, very, very slowly. First thing you do is you calculate exactly how many calories you're eating, how much of that is coming from carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Just analyze that. Put it into an app. There's lots of apps out there. Put it in the app. Everything that goes in your mouth, put it in the app and say, I ate this much of this. And the app will tell you at the end of the day and at the end of the week how much carbs, fats, and proteins you ate. Those are macronutrients. Then you decide, hey, I want to lose weight. That same app will tell you, say, I want to lose this much weight over this period of time. The goal should be 0.5 pound to 1.5 pounds per week, right? So an average of 1 pound a week, no more. Do not lose more than 1 pound a week. And so you put that in there. You say, I want to lose 1 pound a week, and I want to drop 50 pounds over the next 50 weeks. What should I cut? And so if you crash diet, which means you cut all your food in half, first thing you'll lose is bone and muscle. If you cut your food just a little bit and increase exercise by a little bit, you'll lose that 1 pound. Then the following week, you cut your food just a little bit more and increase your exercise by a little bit more. You will maintain your muscle for the most part. Even bodybuilders who do it like this, and they diet down over a period of 16 weeks, sometimes longer, they still lose some muscle.
Right. Yep.
These are bodybuilders on steroids who can pick up thousands of pounds. That's like 4 of me.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's 8 of me. I don't know,
Oh.
whatever it is. I weigh 180. So whatever that is.
Well, I think we have time for one more. We can leave it on a high note.
What's the high note? Pets.
Pets. Everybody likes pets.
Well, not everybody.
Oh,
Depends on the pet.
that's true. I did not like our pet for a while.
We have a yep.
We
I
have
like
a Hapu.
I like her now. But some people have lizards and snakes and tarantulas.
Yeah.
One of our staff members has a blue tarantula.
I don't even know what to think about that,
She thinks
except I
it's
hope
very
she
cute.
never brings it
She
in.
thinks it's very cute. But I don't know.
Mm.
I mean, if she comes in, there's something blue on her shoulder
I would freak out.
with hairy legs.
Yeah, I would freak out.
Oh my! I was in Iran once, and I was in a friend's house. They lived in like a trailer, in like a wooded area, and we're just playing. And I was sitting on his bed. I looked down next to me, and there was this big thing, big hairy tarantula, like just sitting next to me.
Mm.
And I freaked out, and then he was like, "Oh, another one," and he went and got his dad and killed it. But it terrified me.
I'd need full garb to go in
To
after a
me,
thing like
that thing was like seeing a bear.
Well, and we have told the story about the
The cockroaches in Iran.
yeah,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
are scary.
yeah,
They are large and in charge.
yes.
I will tell you that.
So, anyways, but
Anyway.
now we're talking about furry pets.
Yes.
4 legs, not
Yes, hopefully.
6, not 8.
Some have 3. Accidents
Right.
happen.
But not more than 4.
True.
Which is where I draw the line. I don't want my pets to have more than 4 legs.
I agree with that.
So, anyways, this is the title of the article. It is also New York Times. Can owning a pet help you live longer?
Well, I'm just going to tell you, I think yes, because all studies show that humans do better in community. So even, human to human, as long as they're good, healthy relationships, I think if you have a pet, my guess is that, yes, it will actually help with longevity.
Well, some people may not like this because it says especially dogs.
Why
So
would
owning a
somebody not
pet,
like that?
especially, well, some people don't like dogs, especially dogs, is associated with lower blood pressure, lower cardiovascular risk, and lower all-cause mortality in some studies and meta-analyses. A key caveat. The big question is that are people healthier, or do healthier, wealthier people choose dogs? You see what it's saying? So is it that if you're healthier, if you're already healthier and wealthier, you're going to have a dog, or is it that you're healthier because you have a dog?
I think that's a silly contrast. I think
Dogs are expensive,
they are expensive. Well, they can be expensive.
and not just to buy them, but like to raise them and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, they can be.
They eat
They do eat. They eat a lot. Ours loves to eat.
snacks. She likes cookies, dog cookies.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But I do think that I do think God gave us dogs as companions.
Oh yeah, they're
I
supposed
think
to be.
that there's a lot of proven health benefits just to petting animals and things like that. There's
Yeah.
a reason why they allow
I agree with
therapy
you,
dogs.
but the author says the benefits probably come from more physical activity, more time outside, improved mental health, less loneliness, especially for people living alone. So he's the author's pretty much Dana Smith is basically saying that you're only healthier because the dog makes you do things,
That's
not because
silly.
having a dog. And I'm in agreement with you, which is that having a dog, just petting a dog, will lower your blood pressure. How often do you you feel down or upset, and that dog just comes over, puts her chin on your lap,
Hmm.
and looks up at you?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not as upset anymore.
Yeah.
That's powerful. Staying
Exactly.
in a stressed state long term is very unhealthy. So, I think she's wrong.
She's wrong. For sure. I mean, if you look it up, there's been many studies on, it lowering blood pressure, improved heart health, a reduction of stress and anxiety. It reduces loneliness, mood and depression support. To me, it's a no-brainer. Now, it probably wouldn't have those great effects if you didn't like dogs or animals.
Yeah.
So in that case, it probably would not do those
Like
things.
our friend who has the blue tarantula, that tarantula probably lowers her blood pressure.
But would raise mine.
Exactly.
So, to each his own.
Yeah. I mean, our kids are like pets sometimes.
Not the ones you can lock up, though.
Just like the pets are like your kids.
Yes.
Kids are like your pets.
The pets are like your kids until you have kids. So,
Then they become animals again.
yes, for sure.
You don't treat them like humans anymore. Anything else we need to say?
Just bye.
All right. Well, we'll bring you more information next time.
Yeah, we have some more articles we're going to go through.
We got a few more things. We got a couple of controversial things. So come
Love
back and join
controversy.
us. And don't forget to check out listenfrederick.com. And make sure you share some of the information.
Yeah.
If you like something we say, let us know. Comment.
Yeah.
If you have questions, let us know.
Yeah. And remember, liking and sharing actually helps us to be able to pop up for other people as well. And so it really helps with the algorithm. So as much as you can, like and share. We don't ask a lot, just that.
Let's get more people away from mainstream media where they're being misled by so many things, like some of the articles we talked about today.
For sure.
All right. Have a great day. Talk
See
to you
you
soon.
next time.
Bye-bye.
Live radio, local podcasts, the Frederick Podcast Network at listenfrederick.com.